sewist and aspiring sewist, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to make a pocket tote bag. So if this looks like what you're interested in, let's get into the main video. So the very first step you're going to be making is to fold your fabric just the way I'm doing in this video, and once you're done with that, you're going to be making use of 17 inches for the length, while for the width you're going to be making use of 14 inches. So I'm going to be doing that in this video. So once I'm done, I'm also going to proceed to cutting them out. So guys, once I'm done with that, I'm going to be slashing the downside of the tote bag because we're going to be fixing our pockets there. Alright, so and I'm here to confirm my measurement if it tallies with what I'm using. So the next thing for me to do now will be to measure the width of my pocket. So the width of my actual tote bag is 14 inches, but for the pocket I'm going to be making it 15 inches so that if there is any excess I can always trim them out. So I'm going to be cutting it out now, and once I'm done I'm also going to be measuring the length. So for the tote bag I'm going to be subtracting 4 inches from my 17 inches, so I'm going to be left with 13 inches, which covers up for the folding allowance. I hope this is clear. So I'm going to be cutting that out as well. So just in case you might be wondering what this looks like, so I'm here to illustrate how it's going to be looking like on the bag. So this is how we are going to be placing it on the bag. So the main work will be done after the whole cutting process. So let's continue with our cutting. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to proceed to cutting out the other pocket at the left hand side of the bag. So for this I made use of 6 inches for the length, and I made use of 5 inches for the width. So we are going to be attaching this later on, so let's stay connected. So guys, the next step now will be to measure our strap. So for the strap I'm making use of 3 inches for the width, and for the length I'm also making use of 3 inches. So I need just 3 pieces of the strap, so I'll be cutting out my 3 inches in 3 places. So the strap will be what we'll be using for the long hand holder, and also for another aspect of the bag, which you would see at the end of the video. So this is what we need. I'm going to be separating it so I don't misplace this. So now the next thing now will be to cut the handles of the bag. So for the handles of the bag I'm going to be making use of 25 inches. I'm going to make it of 25 inches for the length because it's going to be a short handle. We don't want it to be too long. Then for the width I'm also going to be using 3 inches because we want it to be durable, because it's going to be carrying a lot of essentials. So I'm going to measure this till the last part, and I'm going to be cutting it out as well. So guys, once I'm done cutting that, I'm going to proceed to cutting the long strap that would serve as the extra handle for the bag. So for this I'm going to be making use of the same 3 inches for the width, which is why I'm placing my bag handle on it. So once I'm done with that, I'm also going to be measuring 45 inches, which will serve as the length of the extra handle holder. I hope this is clear to us. So we don't want it to be too long, and this is something that we'll be able to adjust as you like. Once you are done, you're going to see how I'm going to add the accessories to it that would allow us to adjust the bag. So for now 45 inches is the moderate length for whatever you want to do. So now I'm done, and I'm going to be cutting the 45 inches out. So guys, once you're done cutting, the next thing you want to be sure of is to make sure that your fabrics are complete. You're not missing out anything. Make sure that the body is complete, the pockets are also complete, same as the handle and the straps and the like. So you want to make sure that everything is intact, so you don't start looking for them up and down. Alright, so now I'm done cutting literally, and I'm going to be showing you the accessories that we'll be using while sewing. Meanwhile, at this point, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Don't tell me you're not enjoying this video, or don't tell me you're not enjoying my tutorial. So guys, this is the basic accessories you'll be needing for this. So this is the bag, the handle holder, and the lights. So the first step for sewing now will be to notch the center of my front pocket. So I'm going to be notching the upper part so that I can have a centralized portion, because I'll be sewing the center at the end of the day. After that, I'm going to be folding the upper part of the pocket. So I'm going to be folding the wrong side towards the right side. I don't know if that is clear to us. I'm going to be, so what will be folded outside will be the wrong side, if that is clear. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So the next thing I will be doing now is to mark the center, because I'm actually going to be stitching the center, and this is to avoid seaming the wrong part. So I want to make sure that it is centralized. So that is why I'm marking it. So the next thing to do now will be to fold my other pocket. This is like a small pocket that can contain my phone and other accessories. So I'm also going to be following the same procedure I used in making the larger part of the pocket. So once I'm done with that, I'm also going to be trimming it off. So now the next thing to do now will be to place it on this part of the bigger pockets, because we're going to be attaching this whole thing to the bag. So for a proper alignment, I'm going to be attaching it. So I'm making a difference of 1 inch at the side, which eventually I realized that I actually made a mistake at that point. I should have added the seam allowance, because at the end I actually made a mistake, which I actually had to lose and fix back. But if you want to do this, I would advise that you add your seam allowance so that your smaller pocket can be centralized. So for the upper part, I'm making use of 3.5. For the down part, I'm leaving an allowance of 3 inches. So I'm going to be pinning it down, just as you can see in my video, and I'm going to start sewing together. So the next thing for me to do now is to attach my pocket to the main body. So to achieve this, I'm going to be notching the bottom center of the main front body, and I'm going to be attaching it. So the reason why I'm doing this is for a proper alignment, as you can see me do in this video. So I want to make sure that what I'm doing is aligning, and you can see that I'm having excesses at the side, and that's because I added 1 inch allowance for the excesses, just to be on a safer side. So I proceeded to making sure that I pinned them down, and I'm going to be sewing the center just as I have marked already, because we want to have about 3 pockets on our tote bag. So to achieve that, I have to sew the center of the bag. So I'm going to be doing that all through, and once I'm done, I'm also going to proceed to the next step. The next step, which is to trim out the excesses, because it shouldn't be there. I'm going to be trimming out the excesses. Now, earlier on, I pointed out the fact that I made a mistake on the allowance I left for my side pocket, blah blah blah, and all of that. The error started from this trimming, because why didn't I calculate that I was going to trim that and I should have left the allowance? So when I finally made the side stitches, the smaller pocket was on one side, which I had to lose eventually. But that's one of the things we actually go through anyway, so don't make that mistake. Just make sure you leave excess allowance. You can leave up to like 1 inch for the like 2 inches for the side allowance before fixing your pocket. So the other side can be like 1 inch as we measured. So I decided to sew my bag around, like you can see how I did it in the video. I joined it at the side and at the bottom side, because we are working towards a goal, right? So now at this point, it is a very crucial one, and you don't want to make a mistake here, because if you're not careful, you can make a mistake. So I checked the alignment of my pocket very well to be sure that this part I'm picking out is the right part I should be picking out. So I measured about one and quarter, yes, and then I stitched it. Then the same thing is what I'll be doing for the other side. I'm also going to be measuring 1 and quarter. Now somebody might be wondering, what's the importance of this, like why do you have to do this? Well, I think the essence of this is just to widen the bag. So with this, the bag can a water bottle can actually sit properly in this bag, because doing this would actually make it the downside wider and larger enough to contain some essentials. So now I'm done. I'm going to be trimming them off because I'm sure I didn't make any error. So now I'm done. I'm going to be changing it to the right side. Sorry, I'm going to be changing it to the right side. So now that I'm done, this is finally what we have. So the next step will be to sew the handle of the bag. I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to be repeating it for the other handle as well. So guys, you remember those smaller pieces we drafted out previously? We are going to be needing them now. So I realized that I wasn't going to be needing 3, I was only going to be needing 2. That's because I just want to attach it to the sides. I no longer need it for any other extra design. So I'm going to be folding this just like I did for the handle, and I'm going to be sewing both as well. So guys, for the handle, I decided to mark out 3 inches from the side joining to the point where I'll be attaching the handle. I decided to mark 3 inches so that I will be having an even handle eventually at the end. So I'm doing this for the other side as well because I want it to be even. So once I'm done, I will also be doing that on the inner side as well, because I want it to be very visible. I want my markings to be very visible so I don't make a mistake, so I have an even handle eventually. So once I'm done with this, I'll proceed to attaching my handle just the way I'm doing in this video. So for every point marked, I'm going to be attaching my bag handle to it. So watch me as I carefully fix it, because you don't want to make a mistake at this point. You want to make sure that your handle is not twisted while trying to fix the next one. So this is what I'm going to be doing all through, and yes, I will soon be done, definitely. So guys, you remember this strap we sewed the other time? We are going to be fixing it, attaching it to the side of the bag. So this is how I'm going to be doing it, and I'm going to be doing it on the other side as well. I would have actually tucked it in, but if I do that, it is going to be very thick and it probably will break my needle. So I decided to just attach it straight up. So if you have another option or another alternative, you can actually go for it. So I'm going to be doubling my stitch just so that my handles are firm. So I'm going to be doing this all through around the bag. So I'm also going to be attaching the other strap to this other side of the bag, because we are going to be having 2 straps. So I'm going to be doing this, and I'm also going to continue my double stitch around the bag. So guys, our bag is finally cooked, and I'm trimming out the excesses on the side strap. So now once I'm done with this, the next thing to do, because I'm not done yet, the next thing to do is to sew the longer strap, which is the adjustable strap. So I'm going to be doing that now. So the next thing now to do is to attach the adjuster. I call this the adjuster. I don't know what it's called, but I call it the adjuster because this is the main thing that adjusts the strap. So the first thing will be to attach it just like I'm doing in this video. And once I'm done, I'm going to be sewing this down. I'm going to be sewing it down as well. So you just want to follow the step-by-step processing as I'll be doing in this video. So guys, finally we are done making our pocket tote bag, and this is actually how it looks like. If you actually enjoyed watching my video and you learned something from it, please kindly give a thumbs up and kindly leave a comment in the comment section if you'll be trying this out. Thank you so much for always watching my video. This motivates me a lot and always wants me to do more. See you in my next video. Bye guys.